Once upon a time, in a shimmering lagoon surrounded by coral reefs and swaying seagrass, lived a little turtle named Tika. Tika wasn't like the other turtles. While many of her friends loved to paddle through the shallow waters or sunbathe on the rocks, Tika spent her days staring at the endless expanse of the ocean, wondering what lay beyond the horizon. She had heard the stories, whispers passed down from the elders about the ocean's secret, a hidden treasure said to hold the wisdom of the seas. Every creature in the lagoon spoke of it in hushed tones, but no one dared venture beyond the safety of their waters. After all, the ocean was vast and unpredictable, full of shifting currents and unknown dangers. Yet the thought of the ocean's secret filled Tika's tiny heart with both fear and excitement. What could be out there? What if she could find it and bring its wisdom back to the lagoon? Surely that would prove to everyone that even a small turtle could make a big difference. One morning, just as the sun cast its golden light on the water, painting it in shades of blue and green, Tika made up her mind. She would be the one to discover the ocean's secret. She said goodbye to her parents and friends, promising to return, and paddled out of the lagoon, her shell bobbing gently on the waves. At first, the ocean welcomed her with a calm embrace. Glittering schools of fish swam alongside her, their silvery scales catching the sunlight. Rays glided beneath her, their movements graceful and fluid. Tika smiled to herself. Maybe the ocean wasn't so scary after all. But as day turned to night, the water grew colder and rougher. The waves swelled high, pushing and pulling her in all directions. Tika struggled against the current, her flippers aching from the effort. She missed the comfort of the lagoon and wondered if she'd made a mistake. Just when she thought she couldn't go on, a gentle voice called out from the darkness. "Little turtle, are you lost?" Tika turned her head and saw a glowing jellyfish drifting nearby, its tentacles sparkling like the stars above. "I'm not lost," Tika replied, though her voice shook. "I'm searching for the ocean's secret." The jellyfish's glow seemed to brighten. "The ocean's secret, you say? That's quite the journey. Few creatures dare to seek it, but I admire your courage." Encouraged by the jellyfish's words, Tika asked, "Do you know where it is? Can you help me find it?" The jellyfish swayed gently in the current. "I can guide you part of the way, little one, but beware, finding the ocean's secret will test your strength and spirit. Remember, sometimes the greatest treasure is what you discover about yourself." With the jellyfish's glow lighting the way, Tika swam deeper into the ocean. Along the journey, she encountered wonders she had never imagined. Towering underwater mountains teeming with life, vibrant coral gardens in every shade of the rainbow, and a pod of dolphins who leapt and twirled, inviting her to join their playful dance. Tika felt her confidence growing with each new sight, her fears slowly fading. But her courage was truly tested one stormy night. The skies darkened and thunder rumbled as the waves rose like giants, crashing down with a deafening roar. Tika was tossed and turned, her small body struggling to stay afloat. Just when she thought all was lost, she remembered the jellyfish's words. Her strength was not just in her flippers, it was in her heart. Summoning every ounce of bravery, Tika dived beneath the raging waves, seeking safety in the depths. There, she found herself in a dark canyon, silent and eerie. She had never felt so alone. But as she swam further, a faint light began to glow in the distance. Her heart pounding with anticipation, Tika moved closer. The light grew brighter, illuminating a majestic underwater cave adorned with shimmering crystals and ancient carvings. At the center of the cave was a pearl, larger than any she'd ever seen, glistening with an iridescent sheen. Tika's breath caught. This wasn't just any treasure, this was the ocean's secret. As she approached, the pearl seemed to hum with energy, filling the cave with a warm, golden light. Suddenly, the carvings on the walls came to life, swirling and shimmering to form images. They showed the story of the ocean, its creation, its beauty, its balance, and the interconnectedness of all its creatures. Tika realized that the ocean's secret was not just a treasure, but a lesson. It was the wisdom that every creature, big or small, had a purpose, and that harmony came from working together. With the pearl's light guiding her way, Tika returned to the lagoon. Her friends and family gasped as she shared the story of her journey, her voice filled with wonder and gratitude. They listened intently as she described the ocean's secret, learning from its wisdom. From that day on, the lagoon was never the same. Inspired by Tika's bravery, its creatures began exploring the world beyond their waters, embracing the connections that tied them to the greater ocean. And Tika? She became known as the bravest little turtle, a symbol of courage and curiosity. Though she was small, Tika had discovered something big, that the true treasure was not just the ocean's secret, but the journey itself.